Hello again, my name's Sean Woolley from Cloud9 Spain and Cloud9 Prestige. I'm delighted to say that today I have with me Melanie Radford from Currencies Direct, one of the leading foreign exchange specialists. They have an office based here in Marbella, which is great, and she's here today to talk about foreign exchange. And it's something our clients ask us a lot. First of all, why they should use an FX company and who should use one really. So we'll start with that. Who should be using your services?
Well, anybody that's actually looking to buy a property here in Spain, and anybody who's looking to sell a property here in Spain, and they have a requirement for a currency transfer.
Okay.
If they're using a bank, then they'll generally get fees if they are using a bank.
Yeah.
Whereas if they are using a currency company, such as Currencies Direct, then they can avoid all those bank fees, get a better rate than the bank, and there's no hidden charges whatsoever. That
was my next question. You're one step ahead of me already. I like that. So a lot of our clients say, oh, no, I don't need to speak to anyone because I'll just go to my bank. But they actually end up normally paying more because it can make a heck of a difference, can't it? I've done the sums on this, and for a standard sort of transaction, I don't know, even 200, 300,000 euros, you can save thousands. Yep,
you can save on average between 2 and 4%.
Right.
If you use a currency company.
Okay, that's incredible. And how can you get? I mean, is it a case of you getting better rates, or just that you don't charge the fees? How do you manage to beat the banks?
Well, you got to remember, first of all, we're specialised in currency transfer. That's all we do.
Right.
So first of all, we do undercut the bank rate, and secondly, we have segregated client accounts in different currencies. So what that means is that the client, in effect, really isn't doing an international transfer. They will actually transfer in their local currency.
Okay, I'm with you. Yeah.
And then we will actually transfer the currency they require to whoever.
With all your power and rights behind you.
So we avoid any receiving fees, say here in Spain, which they might incur. We also avoid any international transfer fees, which they would normally incur as well.
Interesting. I always find, maybe this is just me, but I always find that buyers are very determined to get the best rates, but sellers sometimes forget about it. I don't know if that's because they get the check and they take it into the bank and they go, oh, I've got the money, and they sort of forget about it. But actually they can save just as much, if not more.
Yeah, they can. The sellers, they tend to leave it right at the last moment, and then often at the notary, they've got a banker's draft made payable to themselves, and they haven't even thought, and it's a Spanish banker's draft, in euros.
What do I do with this?
What do I do with this? And there are few options what they can do with it. They can take it home, and they can...
And look at it.
And the bank may or may not know what to do with it. It will take 6 weeks to clear if they take it back to their home country, because you've got to remember it's got to come back through the Spanish clearing system.
Right, okay, yeah.
They won't know how much they're going to receive. That amount on that cheque is not the amount that they're going to receive, and once again, it's up to the bank what the exchange rate is and what they charge.
So what should they do?
What should they do? They should talk to us, because what we will do, we have our client account here, which means it is a client account and it's totally segregated from the main bank, so it's safe. And what we will do, we will pay that cheque into that client account, okay, providing they're registered with Currencies Direct. So we pay that cheque, made payable to the client, into our client account. That generally takes 3 to 5 working days to clear. But as soon as they know that amount on that cheque, they can actually obtain the amount in the currency that they wish to buy, down to the pence. And if they agree that rate, that is the exact amount they will receive in their account.
Wow. So there's no waiting around. What you see is what you get, type of thing. And they avoid a lot of the fees.
They won't get, absolutely, they avoid all the fees, because they won't get charged either for processing that banker's draft.
Which can be a lot of money.
Yeah, if they pay it into their Spanish bank account here, generally they charge for processing it.
They do,
and they will
vouch for that.
And they will certainly charge for transferring the funds as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the currency transfer. So they avoid effectively 3 fees straight away.
Okay, so buyers and sellers alike, there is a need there. Okay, and are there any advantages about using your company over these very popular online portals now? I mean, TransferWise, for instance, I've used them. They're great for quick transactions, but I'm guessing there's a little bit more involved in buying and selling property than something that maybe TransferWise could handle? I don't know, maybe I'm being unfair.
Well, you got to remember Currencies Direct operates worldwide, and we're here on the ground floor, here in Spain.
Yeah.
And this is where our client account is as well. So I would question whether they can, because you can see on the small print that it all says no, 0 transfer fees and everything, but can they guarantee to avoid those? How do they do that? Well, we actually tell the clients how we do that, and we avoid all those transfer fees.
Okay. Yeah, it is a bit vague sometimes, I must admit, with some of these online portals.
Well, and we're here. We have, in Spain alone, we have 14 offices.
Wow.
So we offer the personal service.
Yeah.
They can meet us face to face. They can come into one of our branches.
Yeah.
So when we're doing, when they're actually doing a transfer from Spain back to their own country,
Yeah.
we're actually avoiding them the charges.
Okay. My last question is, how safe is it? Because it's something clients say, oh, I'd rather go to my bank.
Yeah.
I've been banking with them for 15 years, or blah, blah.
Yeah.
And there's always that, well, where does my money go? Does it go into the ether?
Yeah.
I've dealt with your company before, so I kind of understand the process, but can you just explain, so if someone's buying a property, for instance, say there's a British person sitting at home in England, and they need to send money over to Spain, what's the process and how safe is it?
Right, first of it, in terms of safety, we are heavily regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority.
Okay.
And that's really important. You've got to remember also we've been around since 1996.
Okay.
So that we're a long established company, which is really important. We also have a Dun and Bradstreet credit rating, one of the highest possible ratings, which means that we're the lowest possible risk there as well.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I mentioned earlier is that and this is important for the client in terms of safety, is that when we're transferring funds, it's through our client accounts.
Yes. Yeah.
So it is ring fenced from the main bank, and it also means that third parties can't touch that money.
So it's not sent to your personal bank account, I suppose?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
I can't even do anything with a cheque made payable to the client because it's made payable to the client.
Of course, it's a double whammy. Okay, so if I were transferring money from the UK, I would simply send it to you guys, your client account. You would do the transfer at the rate that we agree, and then you're also able to forward that money onto my destination account as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So as a lawyer, for instance, in Marbella, I just give you the account details and
absolutely. All they need to, they can register with us, which is very easy to register, whether they want to do it by phone, whether they want to do it by online, or whether they want to come in a branch or an app. So it's free to register, they don't need to part with any money. Once they're registered, it means that any particular time, say if they're looking to buy a house, then they can actually, I'm already set up.
Yeah.
And if they want to put a deposit down, they can do that.
They can do it very quickly, but sometimes you've got to be quick, haven't you?
Yeah, you have got to be
and
quick.
does that also count for regular payments? If they need to sort of send,
Absolutely.
I don't know, £1,000 or something over every month, they can do that and set that up with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our minimum amount is the equivalent of £100.
Okay.
So once again, no bank fees,
need to top
no
up their accounts or whatever, or pay the community fees, they can arrange all that.
They can do all that. They can do it on a direct debit, or they can do it, have more control and do it as and when they need it.
And save a bit of money along the way.
They certainly can.
Excellent. Melanie, you've been an absolute star. Thank you so much for coming in.
No, thank you, Sean.
That's the end of our video about foreign exchange and Currencies Direct. If you have any questions you'd like to speak to Melanie or email her directly, I'm going to put the email address on her website on the bottom of this the screen, so please feel free to contact her. She's great. She's handled many of our clients in the past, and I can personally vouch for her services. As far as we're concerned, if you want to check out any more of our videos, please go to our YouTube channel, which is Cloud9 Spain. Just search for us on YouTube and you'll see all of our videos there. Until the next time, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.